The person I was talking to was from California, and they had a beautiful backdrop. It was a bunch of mountains. I'm like, man, that looks beautiful. And then I was like, he was, so does yours. I'm like, yeah, we're just flat over here. It's nice and clean back here.
Yeah.
Good look, good features. But my advice would be,
Here with my good friend Ali, one of our clients, and we built this amazing backyard, one of my favorites. And I wanted to talk more about him because what he does is what we do is deal with high-end residential construction and some commercial stuff.
correct.
And what he does, what inspired me to come talk to him is because he inspired our company to hire a scheduler and really get dialed in with our scheduling. Because when you talked to me one time, and it inspired me because I was like, man, yeah, I need a scheduler. Because you showed me how you ran your operation because you just sent me a fridge, which I appreciate. But it was like simple, but I saw how dialed in it was, and I was like, oh shit, I better get my stuff together.
Yeah.
And then a year later, we've increased our production times by like 50%.
That's awesome.
Because we were here for too long. And
Yeah.
it was a tight backyard and it was a difficult build, but I knew we were here too long, and that was like driving me nuts. I'm like, how do you solve it? You find cool people who do something better than you do it, and then you listen to them. So let's just keep talking about the builders we work for.
I think the first part's more just feeding off of each other, right? Like,
Yeah.
even me talking to you about like, hey, scheduler, to have a scheduler to do this, to do that, gives me ideas in my head as well. When I'm looking at my business, I'm like, okay, I'm saying all this to Josh, but am I actually doing this as well? Am I doing all of this stuff? So it made me, kind of rethink our company as well and how we're doing scheduling and the whole process, right? Like, it's all about convenience to the customer at the end of the day, right? We want to make sure we're there. We want to make sure we show up on time. Our windows, 2-hour window, we're usually there right at the beginning of the window. Right. Sometimes jobs get, delayed, and, that's in every industry, right? But overall,
But you care.
Yeah.
Like, so
it bothers me.
Me too.
It bothers me a lot. Like when okay, this job couldn't get done because of this reason. I'm like, okay, can we do something else to get them done? Like, we have a range right now for a customer for inside the house, and it got pushed back. It was ordered about 7 months ago, but it's coming from France. So now it got pushed back to August or end of July, or I forgot what the exact date is. So I'm like, okay, what can we do for this customer? Because I don't want them going, a few months without having something in their house.
Right.
So we found a temporary range. We're going to go install it. That way they have something functional.
Right.
They could use, they could cook on it. They could do whatever they want with it. And then when theirs comes in, we'll swap it out. And
they understand because it's probably one of those French chateaus. Crazy. Yeah.
It is. It's a very unique range. It's going to look beautiful once. It's like a cobalt blue finish. Very all custom, but just
they handmade that.
Handmade, yeah. Everything's handmade.
What's the brand that
that one's La Cornu.
I've heard
about. I think that range is about 35,000.
Yeah.
So it's up there, but it's an art piece. Like, that's one of those things that you don't cook on.
Like this.
Well, I use this,
but it's a piece of art.
Yeah, exactly. No, it is. Like I was telling you, when I'm looking at my pool, the zero edge from inside the house, and I'm looking out, I'm like, man, that looks just clean. Like I went back and forth with your designers. Should I do Infinity Edge? Should I do Zero Edge? Which one is better?
Right.
For me, the Infinity Edge looks cool from the other side.
Right.
But practicality, I gained 3 more feet out of the pool by doing a Zero Edge.
Right.
Versus doing
because you had a huge setback.
Exactly. So
setback.
I was like, you know what? We want to use the pool to swim in, not for everyone else to see.
Right.
So that's why Carlos, I think, is the one who said, hey, you know what? I would do Zero Edge all the way around.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Let's just go ahead and do it that way. And after doing it, after seeing it, it looks phenomenal.
And every time I come back here, I'm like, I want one.
You know what's funny, though?
We could remodel them, but a lot of work.
I'm sure. You know what's funny? All my neighbors people that come here to swim, they're like, hey, your pool's overflowing. I'm like, no. That's
Looks like the Kool-Aid.
They're like, oh, I see the drains. I'm like, yeah, that's just very clean. We just had my kids. We have what is it called? ISR, like pool training.
Uh-huh.
So my daughter, she's just turned 4. So this lady comes to the house.
Yeah.
She guarantees like 10 days teaching, and just throw her in the pool and just make her learn. And I mean, in the last, say it was her 3rd day or 4th day, and she's
crushing
it back and forth that day. I'm like,
and how cool is that? Your daughter gets to train, learn to swim. My kids got to do that too in my pool.
Yeah. And I love it. Even my son, I just want him to get better at everything.
Yeah. Salty.
He is 7.
7.
Yeah.
My son's 8.
He'll be 8 in October. So
kid friendly. Yeah. Hot tub's working. We just keep that thing on just in case, right?
well, we turn it on because of the pool instructor. She's like, hey, I want it. It was at 90. She wanted it hotter. I'm like, what? Pretty
spoiled. What does she think of this pool? She goes to a lot of pools.
You know, it's funny. I asked my wife, but she's like, no, she doesn't have any comment on there. But
Victor, when he came around, he always likes coming to our pools, our camera guy.
Yeah.
And he's always like, every time it's an experience when I come into your backyards, right? It's like a feeling. And he's from Venezuela, so he loves art. He's super clean, loves this stuff.
I think the clean look is just, it gives it a different perspective on everything. Right. It's like, what you see.
Right.
And, just like we always talk about, like, why do it this way? Why not do it a regular way? It makes an impact.
We want to feel something.
Does it make an impact on swimming? No. Yeah. It just makes an impact on the look and the feel of the whole backyard. It's not just a pool. I have a lot of customers and friends that, hey, I want a pool. It's going to cost me X amount. I don't want to spend this much more. But I'm like, but it's not just a pool like what you guys did, right? You guys did the whole backyard.
Right.
It wasn't just, hey, give me a swimming pool with a hot tub. I mean, the in-floor cleaning system, I don't think I've used a robot thing in here since we've got the pool up and running since October.
Yeah.
So I don't even have one. He told me not to buy one, so I didn't buy one.
Like, I was just like, just brush it.
Yeah.
And have the pool guys do it. And this stuff's filling in too, so it looks more even.
Yeah.
Just takes a little time for the plaster, sometimes we use all pebble. And the cement gets on top or the paste, and then we have to let the chemicals kind of rub itself out, and then you get an even finish. It just takes time.
Yeah.
It's like super even now.
No, but just the look of everything, I love it. The in-floor cleaning system, the lights, getting all the lights set up along the perimeter facing this way. I didn't even think about not having it this way, but your designers, Carlos,
that way.
Hey, face it that way. You don't want it to hit your eye when you're looking from this way.
Right.
The jets that come out of the ground.
Right.
My kids love that. Yeah. There's like, they actually go on top and start sitting on top of
they're thick.
Yeah.
Like the ones that are cheap, basically free. Those are pencil jets. Those are cool, but those
no, I like the stream. Just it looks like a tube just coming out and water just flowing in there.
Like a water part.
Yeah.
And you have it right here.
Yep.
And you have a cantilever patio that nobody else has that suspends, 10 feet over the pool that only has 2 posts. Yeah. We have a steel footer in the ground that's probably 6 feet deep.
Yeah, it's
massive, right?
That was one of my main things. I was like, look, I don't want to have posts in the middle of the walkway because it's already a tight space right here as it is, because I want to maximize everything as much as possible.
And then you have it right here. That's why we're shooting this way, is because it looks like a piece of art.
Yeah. No, I love it.
So what did you, I had some questions, and I'm just going to read off the paper.
All right.
So what do you see outdoor living spaces and outdoor kitchens evolving to in Houston luxury homes? Because we were just name dropping some homes that we're working on to get, you're inside, I'm outside. What do you see people doing more and more?
So as far as outside?
Yeah, because we're doing outside stuff
So I do see people building bigger outdoor patios, outdoor kitchens. They're spending more money on, better brands because they know that, hey, I'm going to use it. I like the ease of the one I have over here, which is Lynx, right? Uh-huh. When you open it, you can actually open it with your finger, with your pinky.
That's nice. Yeah.
And it's not hot. It burns evenly on all sides.
Not made in China.
No, definitely not.
So the China ones we do sell, and we tell our clients this is an entry grade hamburgers or hot dogs, but they don't burn evenly.
They don't.
So we really push people to do a higher end grill.
If you are, I'm more about, if the customer is not going to use it, I have some customers that are vegetarian, right? But they want to do an outdoor grill. I said, don't spend the money on a $6,000, $7,000 grill.
Right.
Go buy something for $1,500 built in that looks good. You're not going to cook right. If you are going to cook vegetables and stuff, that's fine. But we ask them hey, are you actually going to use it?
Right.
Yes or no? Or even non-vegetarian, just customers that don't want to use outdoor kitchen. They just want the look of it. If you're not going to use it, don't spend the money on it, right? We're not trying to make. We want the customer to have a living and be happy with what they bought, not with thinking that we always oversold them on something.
Yeah, same with me.
It's all about, do you need this, or are you going to actually use it? I mean, I use my grill at least if I had more time, I would do it every day, but at least once every other week.
Right.
The big green egg is my favorite just because.
You use that a lot.
Oh, yeah. Just cooking a pizza
in
there, the wood fire, 2 minutes, in and out.
So much better than normal.
We prep in there. We have everything ready. Have my the pizza peel ready. Bring it out, put it on. 2 minutes later, done.
Kids love it.
My brother's daughter said that's probably the best pizza she's ever had.
Really?
And that was the first time I ever made it on there. And I was like, whoa. But like, I'm not the cook, but I can grill. And I was just like blown away when she said it to me. I was like, that means a lot.
And it's easy to start up and all that stuff.
Yeah. You get the right pieces. You get the right charcoal logs, and you get the fire starters. I just put one in there. 15 minutes later, it's lit up. It goes up to I think I get up to like 1100 degrees. So it's there.
Do people buy a lot of pellet smokers now?
We don't sell a lot of those.
No,
we
just gas mostly.
Mostly gas, natural gas. A lot of big green eggs. A lot of built-in natural gas. You know, of course, propane as well.
Right.
But that's like when we do jobs out in the country and stuff like that. Right. But most of the houses are built-in grills. They like the look of the ceramic briquettes because it cooks evenly. You don't have to keep changing it out. It doesn't give you that charcoal taste or flavor really, but it still gives you an even burn, right? Even cook. So your steaks on both sides are cooked evenly. You're not one side is cooked more than the other. So even one of my good friends, he cooks a lot. Like he used to grill almost every single day. I said, look, if this is something you do every day, invest the money in a grill. Don't invest the money in the outdoor refrigerator, everything else, the cabinetry and all that. If you're going to spend the money, spend it on the grill.
Because if you use it that much, they're going to deteriorate. And you really have a high grade, right?
Oh, yeah.
Do you like Twin Eagles?
Twin Eagles is another good brand. That's actually one of the first ones I ever had.
And
this was like in my last, 3 houses ago, 12 years ago. And that one worked.
12 years ago you had?
Yeah, that one worked really, really well. But since then, they haven't really evolved much. But all these other brands have evolved. They've come out with new technology, infrared, like the infrared sear and stuff like that. It's a big deal. Like, you want to just sear something quick. I mean, it cooks.
I need that. I have a pellet smoker. It's slow, dude.
They can't. They typically don't get that hot.
Right. You don't. What, like 400?
Yeah, 450, 500.
Yeah.
I think it's the max you could get.
It was cool a few years ago. Now I'm impatient, so I want it quicker. So I wish I would have done. What about cabinets?
Well, you know where to get it from?
Yeah, for sure. What about cabinets? So we were talking about cabinetry, because cabinetry, what we do is we just block it up. Correct. It's dirty underneath. It's gross. Like it's all right. We'll put a couple of drawers and cabinets in there, but really, these are legendary because you can use them all.
Correct. So instead of like when you do a CMU block setup with stucco or brick or whatever you do on there, you get to put a couple of drawers here and there. But with the cabinetry, it's like a house inside the house, but outside.
Right.
And you can utilize the entire space. I mean, in this space, I have drawers, doors, trash drawers, trash bin, under counter, refrigerator there. Just every single space of this area is utilized.
And when you open them, it's
all stainless steel. 304. So we have 2 versions. Well, we have 3 versions. We have aluminum, which is probably more economical. If you're not near like a lake or an ocean, you could go with the aluminum style. It's probably about 1/4 the cost of stainless steel. Stainless steel, we have then this brand Danber, which has 2 versions. They have 304 stainless steel and a marine grade. Wow. So whenever we do houses in Galveston area, Legacy in the coast, we have to sell. We always recommend the 403 stainless because otherwise it is powder coated. It will rust.
Right.
So you want to make sure that you have the right version of stainless steel out there, even when someone does a saltwater pool.
Right.
We recommend that to do 403 stainless steel just because longevity wise, you're spending this much money.
Yeah.
It's an extra like 10-15% to do the 403.
Yeah.
But it's well worth it.
We'll do some stainless steel plates and stuff when we do these edges sometimes, and we use that same steel.
Yeah.
Because you can't go cheap on it.
Yeah.
Rust deteriorate.
It's all outdoor. It's always going to be the weather. You get so many different types.
I had a friend, he lives in Austin, and he did marine grade steel, and he had a failure.
Oh, really?
Yeah, even with a marine grade.
Wow.
So that was kind of crazy.
I
know. I have some friends that we go back and forth and teach lessons along the way. The hard ones, like, don't do this, man. Don't do this, because they're learning too.
Yeah.
So are you happy with that's another question. Okay, what advice would you give somebody who's considering a high-end kitchen renovation or a luxury pool project? how would you recommend they think about these investments?
So,
because it's an investment, right? Like it's usually like, I always say your house is number one, pool's kind of number two, unless you have like a Ferrari or something, which we don't. So this is about the second biggest investment, right?
So I think it all depends, right? If you're building the whole outdoor just to build it, again, you probably don't want to spend a crazy amount. But if you want to utilize the pool, you want to utilize the whole backyard, utilize everything that's back here, then I would say invest your money, because you're going to be out here a lot. Like summertime, we're out here every single day.
Are you?
You know, what's awesome. Not in the pool, because by the time I get home from my office, it's like 8 o'clock at night. My kids are in the pool every day. But we're outside every day. That's like, so if I get home early, the kids are playing soccer in the front yard, playing basketball, something. Want to stay outdoors, right?
Yeah.
Get away from the whole indoor iPad, TV stuff, and just stay more outdoor focused. Get energy out of them.
It's like connected to nature.
It is.
It's lost. It's lost in our culture.
Peaceful.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I just sit out here and just read a book or just get on my laptop and work from out here. I had a Zoom call this morning. And I was actually sitting here. The person I was talking to was from California, and they had a beautiful backdrop. It was a bunch of mountains. I'm like, man, that looks beautiful. And then I was like, so does yours. I'm like, yeah, you know,
we're just flat over here.
It's nice and clean back here.
Yeah,
good look, good features. But my advice would be, I've always had the mentality, if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it once. I'm going to do it right.
Yeah.
I don't like to undercut. You know, that's one of the reasons I went with you guys, Regal Pools, is because I just felt more comfortable with what you guys had to offer. Especially the fact that you called me, we talked a lot about this kind of stuff as well. And we just met. You know, it's not like we knew each other from before.
No. Well, we clicked because we're doing the same. Yeah, we're just over there and I'm over here.
Exactly. We're in a similar industry, but we both have the similar mindset on how to do things, do it once, do it right. And I'm big on, if I'm going to spend the money, I'd rather spend it once instead of spend it over and over and over again, fixing this, fixing that.
Right.
I wish I did this. I wish I didn't do this.
Right.
I don't like taking shortcuts. Right. That's even if you go to any of my showrooms. I mean, everyone's like, why are you putting working kitchens in your showrooms? Why are you putting working tubs, working toilets? I'm like, because I want to give the customer the experience, right? If I'm going to do the showroom, I'm going to do it right.
That's awesome.
I want to make it look nice. I want to make it look clean. And then we update it, right? We just remodeled our Galleria showroom, put glass dividers, glass walls for all the offices, just redid the whole showroom. And we're actually still redoing it right now.
Right.
Because things keep changing. Trends keep changing.
You got to reinvest in your business.
We're always changing showroom design. We're about to remodel our showroom as well, just because of the trends and everything that's changing. We want to keep it updated.
And you care.
Right? And it means a lot.
Yeah.
It means a lot to me.
Right. I know, because I can tell the way you talk about it, because I'm about to remodel my pool at my office, because it means a lot to me to have the updated stuff, because it's a few years.
Well, you want to show it, right? Like,
yeah.
So to me, this is similar to when you're building a house, right? When you're building a house, there are certain things you cannot change after the fact that after it's done. Like I could not have added in-floor cleaning system into the pool afterwards. I could not have added additional lights or this or things like that, because I mean, I guess I could, but you have to redo the whole process all over from the beginning, and it's not worth it, right? Why not just do it once and not regret it?
Right.
And just, you know, it is what it is, and just move on.
Well, I tell clients that too, because it really comes down to money, and everybody has a budget, and like, if you can't afford what you want right now, just like save up a little bit more. You make money, just wait another like 6 months or something. Let's do the project.
Or do it in stages.
Yes.
You know, if you can do both the outdoor patio and the pool, do the pool. When you want to do it, and then go into your outdoor.
Like your brother, we did your brother's patio cover. He already had a pool, so we did the patio cover, and it's badass. Yeah, he knew exactly what he wanted, just like you, because you guys are detailed people. Yeah, that's what we try to execute. Is like, we love working for people like you. You know what you want, you got an idea, and then we have to kind of formulate it, and make it doable, and then sometimes even when it's not doable, we figure it out along the way and do it. You know, that's what's good about my job, is I get to problem solve all day.
Yeah, and there's always a solution, right? Everything that you see is cosmetics, right?
Yeah.
If something can be done, I remember we had this.
Yeah, Lyle's here to this, and he's like, "What do I do here, bro?" And I'm like, "We gotta form it, pour it." And so this is a, I don't know, 12, 14 foot table.
14 foot island, with only posts at the end,
right?
And
Bro, he was like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
I'm like, I know how to build it. You're like, I know how to build it. So I had to call him, like, put footers, do steel, number 4, bend it, da-da-da-da.
And it came out great.
It's badass.
No sagging, nothing. It looks nice and clean.
Yeah.
A little dirty because of the weather that we get in Houston, but overall, I mean,
And nobody else has it.
it looks clean.
Nobody else has a 14 cast in place table wrapped in porcelain in their back patio that I've been to in Houston.
This was a last minute because we were gonna just put a table and that we could move around. But I was like, you know what? I like the look of clean. Just have it done, just like our walls right there. Originally, we were gonna do all.
I remember that
wood.
I'm so happy you did that.
Yeah, that.
Sick.
When I saw it at one of my buddies who sells porcelain. I was like, man, that would look really clean.
Yeah.
Do the whole wall. And then I said, okay, I'll just do that back wall. But then I was like thinking, I'm like, you know what? I need to do the side wall too because it kind of goes together.
Yeah.
You know what? Let me do the front. And then it's like, oh,
Yeah, whatever.
it's like the whole thing is wrapped.
And nobody else has it. So that's why I love coming back here. I love going to places that people don't have. It's just unique, you know? So when I see it, I do this for a living. I'm like, that's badass.
Yeah.
That's what really fuels me up, man, is building stuff that we haven't built yet.
It gives me, I think I spent maybe an extra 2,000 or 3,000 doing that.
Yeah.
Versus doing just wood and porcelain tile.
Right.
But at the end, I'm like, okay, that looks clean.
Yeah.
And everyone that sees it, they're like, that looks really clean.
So a good point, a lot of projects we build are so custom. We have clients like Ali. So along the way, he's going to be like, we should change that. And we're not like, no, you can't, don't. We're like, okay, let's do it. We'll figure it out, you know? And that's what's, I love. And my project managers just bitch a little bit, but they like it too. But they love having,
They like seeing the end result.
Miles like, can you tag me on that, bro? You know, like, I found out he had an Instagram today. He's about as dry as they come, but the guy can build these high-level things and keep an attitude that's pretty good. These are hard. These are hard to build.
Oh, they are. I mean, and you guys did a great job and, dealt with me calling you and asking, hey, what's the status?
There's always a question.
When are we going to get this?
There's always questions. So we go to a backyard. There's like, okay, they're going to build this thing. How long is it going to take? Never takes that long. Yeah. What's it going to look like? And then, our families come into it. It's summertime. It's just, bro, my problems are your problems. It's the same thing,
Yeah, but the kids are happy. Wife's happy. Everyone loves it. They love the look of it. I love the look of it.
You got to make sure your kids watch this too.
Yeah.
Because they have no idea probably what you really do, like mine don't.
Yeah.
Like they still don't fully understand the...
My son does. My daughter doesn't yet. Yeah. My son knows that, we sell plumbing, we sell appliances.
He's been to some of those homes.
He's gone to houses. He came here as well while we're under construction with the main house and then also the pool. He was very interested in seeing what progress was done.
That's cool.
He was like me, very interested in the process of things.
That's awesome.
So even like whenever we were building out the study, the bar area and stuff like that, he was always curious, like, hey, what's this? What is this? What does this piece of wood do? But this is called a filler. It goes at the end. You put your cabinets in, and then at the end, you put a filler piece in and you trim it according to the wall because the walls aren't ever straight.
Right.
So you have a little bit of leeway available there to make it fit.
Right.
And, make it look nice and clean. But he enjoys it.
So when you build a pool and you're a dad, you can assume your kid's going to love building it, so you should build it for them because they deserve it anyway.
Oh, yeah. Exactly. This is all for the kids.
I know.
Maybe this area is for me.
I know.
The rest of this is all for the kids. The whole putting green and everything you guys.
That's what we build pools for. Like families like young families, successful people that want to build something that their kids can enjoy and that you'd be proud of, right? Yeah. Like my kids get to learn how to swim in this pool. I'm sure the one that you grew up with, if you had one, didn't look like this.
We did.
It probably was a rectangle with cool deck and flagstone coping.
It was a rectangle. It was like a kidney shape. But I still remember where my dad built it. I think it was like in 2000. Oh gosh, I think 99 or 2000. I think my dad spent like $18,000 on the pool.
Yeah.
Well, cool deck everywhere and the kidney shaped pool. It looked great.
Yeah.
But it didn't hold up. Like, you know what? The motor kept dying out. Every year we had to replace it. It just kept. It was like maintenance on there. It was a lot of maintenance.
Yeah. So if you build a pool with us, as you know, text us, call us, whatever. We're gonna make sure. Like that's what we do.
Yeah.
And nobody does that.
Yeah. And you guys are great. Like I think I submitted to Allison, I believe. Alyssa. Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
I should remember that. That's my daughter's name.
Is it?
I don't know how
Alyssa's your daughter's name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Alyssa just had a baby, so she's coming back next week finally.
Oh, nice. Congrats.
We're excited to see her.
That's exciting.
Because she holds down the office big time. She's organized.
We have a lot of those.
Yeah.
Just like in my company, right? Like for for us, I'm nothing without all my staff. Like they're the ones who are great to me. They're the ones who make me who I am.
Yeah.
And it's a family-owned business. My brother and I own it. We both run it. But who gets us there is not us.
Right.
We just stand there. They do everything for us. And everything I do owe is to my entire staff. Nothing, no compliments to me on any of that stuff.
And that's why I always bring out my project managers, the designers, everything that's in like, I really try to share that with them, because we're the guys who are in the front line, but really like they're the ones building up our confidence so we can actually do what we're doing. Right. Yeah.
They're executing everything that we need to, right, without even telling them to do it. So,
right.
Which is always a plus.
So you're humble, but what I wanted to say is, what you do is not just kitchen appliances or outdoor appliances. You supply these homes. We were just talking about a 40,000 square foot home all the way down to a 5,000, but we know the addresses because we're working on the same projects. You supply all their plumbing fixtures, all their, like everything.
So lighting. We stay away from lighting because one of my best friends actually owns a lighting company.
Okay, well, you can
He does all the lighting. Yeah. And he does a great job with it.
Chandeliers are crazy here. You've never seen
all the lighting you see here is from him.
Yeah.
All the recess cans inside my house, all the fans, everything is from him.
Yep.
We sell like the heater kit, the heater that you see there. So what we sell is all appliances, indoor, outdoor, all plumbing, indoor, outdoor, faucets, tubs, custom showers.
Right.
Everything of ours is piecemeal. So you could, if you want something specific in your shower with
what's
like
the most
car wash
expensive shower head that you can buy?
So the one that we sell is Jackalow. It's a 20-inch by, I think, 4 feet. 2 feet by 4 feet. Rainmaker, and it's about $40,000.
Crazy.
And it just...
What does it make you feel like?
Water on top of you. We actually had the smaller version in our gallery showroom working. So we have a wall at the showroom with about 70 or 80 shower heads and body sprays, hand showers, rain heads, all working.
That's amazing.
So customers could see how each one functions before they buy it. Of course, it's different pressures, different locations, but they get a feel for, hey, I like the way this looks and the way it is.
You can't get that anywhere else. If you're buying something like that, which is a huge investment, you're building your house. Oh, yeah. You cannot go test showers.
Correct. Nowhere in Houston. No, or even in Texas. There used to be one store, but I don't think. I think they're no longer here. But we're probably one of the very few. And whenever I go travel, I go to showrooms and check it. Not just to see how they've done things and get ideas, but not to do anything else. But we're one of the only showrooms, as far as I know, that has a full working shower area, has working tubs, working toilets, working kitchens. Kitchens is a little bit more common, but not as many as we do. So when we do events like our Halloween party,
right?
I'll invite you. I'll invite you to your own.
Yes, do it.
We have 5 working kitchens, all different brands: Sub-Zero Wolf, Thermador, Gaggenau, Miele, Monogram, and Bosch, I believe. 6. We have 6 kitchens.
The best brand.
And each brand comes in, they cook in their own section.
Oh, they do?
They make their own food, they decorate, and then we have the best decoration for each one of those vendors as well. They get prizes.
That's awesome.
But each area is unique. Each chef that makes their food is very unique. They make different things. It's a phenomenal event.
I will go this year.
We have a great time.
The kids are small. There's always something, but I'm just going to bring them with me or something.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Do your kids go?
They don't go.
They don't go.
I got in trouble last year because we ended up doing it on my son's birthday, and I'm like, okay. So I took the whole day off. I stayed at home all day, worked, played with them, everything, and then at 5:30, I'm like, hey, I gotta go. I gotta go to the showroom. So he made sure my marketing team and everyone knew that, hey, next year it can't be on the same birthday. So his birthday's on October 30th.
So that's your big blowout is on Halloween.
So we have an event every month. We have like CUs, like continuing education. We do product trainings at least once a month. And then we just did a fajita thing at GHBA. They had a big outdoor tent area. So
we just started getting involved.
That was a lot of fun.
That old landscaping started getting us. Shout out to Elliot.
Yeah,
Elliot's a great guy. You know Elliot?
Elliot.
He's in charge of sales over there. Hogue Landscaping.
Okay.
I saw them coming to your showroom. Maybe they were your people.
Okay.
Your people probably brought them in.
Yeah.
They're a great company in Houston. They do a lot of landscaping stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Big jobs.
Okay. Right.
Stuff that doesn't even make sense to me. I'm like, that is crazy. You got to do all that.
There's a lot of good trades out there. They do They do a phenomenal job. They do,
and you know a lot of them, and I know a lot of them.
Yeah, we have a lot of them in common as well. So, but yeah, the fajita thing was great. Then we have the Halloween parties, our main one, our big one. We used to do a holiday party as well towards the end of the year, but that's not great, not the greatest. So we try to do more of a staff party, a holiday party for the staff.
Sure. Give back to them, hook them up. Because like you said, I mean, I can tell, the reason I'm gravitated towards you, because I can tell how much you care, like I care about this stuff. It's not just about creating a pool, but I want to create a relationship and find like-minded guys like me who want to do well in life, be successful, help other people, you know, because like we were talking before we were on camera, like you got to share this stuff so people are inspired to want to build a life like we've built. Yeah. And that's a huge thing that I want to get across, because man, it's hard to build a business, but once you do, then it's kind of your moral obligation to share that with everybody.
Oh yeah, it's a passion, right? Like everyone's in business to make money, right? We don't to make money. We have to make money to survive, right? But it's having a passion, having that drive. Like, okay, when we open a new showroom, it's like a part of me that's in that showroom. You know, when we design it, when we do it. I mean, I love the whole project, the process of building out the showroom. We just moved our warehouses, just building out the whole warehouse area.
It was fun for you.
It was fun. I enjoy it. I love doing it. Like,
racks and stuff.
Just the whole office area, doing all the glass area, doing all the cubicles and all, just the whole design, and then designing all the racks. We hired a rack company to do all the designing, and I was like, okay, no. I'm like, let me just do it. So I learned how to do AutoCAD when we opened up our Sugarland showroom. And I learned it using YouTube.
That's hard too.
So it's
I tried it once.
It's not bad, but it's I know the basics, right? To draw a box, things like that. Make it a little 3D, but not crazy in it. But so I just started. I'm like, you know what? I know how to do this. I went in AutoCAD. It took me about 3 hours total, and I ended up drawing out our entire rack plan, which is we have, I think, about 35 racks, uprights, and back-to-back, all the levels, where each item's going to go, the bin, everything. And I was like, where the fans are going to go, those actually big-ass fans is what they're called. Yeah. Where those are going to go, where everything's going to go, the lighting, I just drew it all out and say, this is what I want.
Right. You're a high-functioning guy, they call it. Me too.
It didn't take long. It took
but it's in your mind.
Maybe like 4 or 5 hours to do the whole thing.
No, I get it. And I can lay a pool out like this, and like it's like I'm in a backyard. I don't even design anymore, but I'm in a backyard talking to them, and they're talking about what they want. I'm like, I can't tell people. I already know what I'm going to draw. I have to listen to them, but 10 minutes in, I kind of know. Yeah. Because like, you know, it's what you do and what you care about. That's what you do, right? Yeah. It's like if you're an athlete, you're going to train all the time to be the best. Like Kobe mentality, right? He's just going to go at it the best, and it's just what we do. That's why I was gravitated towards you.
Hey, likewise, man. We pick up each other and just do better for our companies.
Yeah,
right.
For sure. I need to come to your showroom. I feel guilty that I haven't been. I'm excited to go now because I'm going to make a special trip so I can, because that's badass. I didn't know you had all the working stuff.
Yeah, we have a lot of working stuff. It's a lot of upkeep, because
I bet
we got to keep it all functioning at all times. But
I figured it was just like Ferguson, but that's so cool. You have all that stuff working. Ferguson sucks. There's no pulse. It's just like, here it is, and it's dimly lit, right?
I haven't been in one of the showrooms in a while.
You haven't? Yeah, I have, like, probably.
But they're a giant. They're a big company.
Yeah, they're a huge company.
They dominate the market. You know,
your clientele is different, right?
Mine is a little similar, but my goal is, my whole business motto is, you could buy this item at like 20 different places, right?
Right.
Why buy from us, right?
Right.
Because I tell this to all my sales staff, like, before the sale, during the sale, after the sale, I want to make sure you at least talk to the customer. Make sure they know the whole process, what's going on, how it's going, whatever's happening. Are they happy with everything? Are they content with what they got? Do they understand what they got? Just the whole process, right? We want to sell a service, you know, not a product. We want to sell us, not what they're buying.
Right. We try. Well, I think that's my passion. It's hard to relay as much as I want to these backyards, but that's why we do pool school. That's why you just save my number, and if you need anything, you just text me, and I'll have it done in a week. Because I care.
You respond within like 10 minutes.
Yeah, because
we had an award ceremony. Hey, that was great for you guys. I was happy, you know,
right,
getting all those awards. I kept seeing. I think I went on Instagram. I kept seeing y'all go up there over and over. Yeah, I'm like, man, that's impressive. Like,
we have a lot more too. I mean, we have little pieces of art like this because people, you know, our clientele is everything, right? Like I'm so blessed to have these people in Houston and this, I mean, we have to travel. I mean, I traveled like an hour and 20 minutes to come here because I live north side, but you think I have clients all the way from Lake Conroe all the way down to here that allow me to build these things, right? Because if you're not allowed to build them, because dude, there's so many shitty pool guys that just try to do it to make money. They just sell pools, I always say, because they have to sell pools. I sell pools because I get to build these badass monuments, and then all the pool guys will come by here and look at our stuff because they know what it is. They see it. Oh yeah. Hell, they tell all my some of my subcontractors that they use how great they are, you know. But they're always quick to discount it 10 or 15% just to try to get the sale, but they don't get the service after.
Yeah, and that's big for me, you know. And it's
like
that's
price now versus the cost later.
It's the whole like. You guys built a zero edge pool here, right? To me, I haven't seen many people build that.
No, not like this. You know, it's tough, but I have the relationships with the guys, and I know how to do the fluid now, the hydraulics that go with it, and how many gallons per minute. And we're always making it better and dialing it in. But I've done this now like 10, 12, 15 times, and it's bad out. I want one. And I've done it enough where I want one really bad.
And that's one of the reasons I went with you guys is because some of the projects you guys have done are this kind of project. Yeah. And
I just showed you on my phone. You're doing the appliances in that giant house, and it's in my phone. I'm like, look at the pool.
Exactly. But doing this, it's like you said, it's an art form, right? You don't want to, especially a zero edge, you can't get below it unless you rip out stuff.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure it's done once and done right.
You know, we built it with those jigs and making it so the plumbing.
You know, your guys came out here.
That was.
I remember like every day putting a coat of
there's so much layer
or something on there.
Yeah.
And just doing a coat, waiting for it to dry, doing another coat.
Yeah.
I think that was like a 10, 12 day process.
It's like
every day just doing
$200+ per foot just to install this. And then remember we had to replace this piece because there's always one piece, right? And then it's a painstaking process, but because it has to be perfect, we have to shoot it with a level because water never lies.
Oh yeah.
Even with like if your pool like tilts or sags ever, like your water level will be off, you know what I mean?
Even the drainage. So I've heard a lot of people say that you could hear the suction of zero edge pooling,
the bubbles.
I don't hear anything.
No.
You know, you hear the water running, but that's not that high pitched suction that you hear like in some of the pools I've seen on.
It's because we have
TikTok.
Air relief. So you studied it. You are high functioning.
I looked at everything. Yeah. I looked at the whole schematics.
Yeah.
When we talked to before I agreed to do anything, I want to understand how it's put together,
right?
How it's built.
You can't do this. You got to do this.
Yeah. So I went through all that. I looked at everything, and so during the construction, I like to know how to do things. Not that it's probably a bad thing, but
I mean, it's just
my mentality. Like if I'm selling a product to one of my customers, I want to know about it before I say, hey, customer, buy this because my manufacturer said so. No, I want to actually say, hey, I actually know about this myself, and this is a great product. Other than that, I won't sell it.
Right.
If I don't believe in it, there's no reason for me to even try.
So like honestly too, I have like really, really, really good friends in the industry, my best friends, and they build high-end stuff in Austin on the cliffs and all that stuff. So TJ, my boy with Cascade Custom Pools, he's built a ton of these.
Yeah.
I've got a couple friends that do all these in Miami, like on every project. And I'm sure like every single project has them because they have no budgets over there, it seems like. You know what's crazy about them? And I'll say it on here. Those big houses you see, $80, $100 million, they'll build those pools and not pay. They'll build the whole property and not pay the last payments. And they'll just say, put liens on my house.
Oh, wow.
And then when they sell, if they ever sell, then you get paid.
Wow.
That's how those,
but you have to keep up with those liens.
Crazy.
So if you're like in our business, right? Like we have to file a lien every year. We have to make sure it's valid. We have to keep renewing it to make sure.
You have to do that. What a pain in the ass. Just shake a hand, do the right thing, build stuff.
Unfortunately, you know, most of our business, I would say 99% of our clients, we're not in that. Yeah. We're not in that position. I think in the last 20 years, I've filed 3 liens on properties. And that's just to protect my business. Sure. You know, it's because you have a certain time period. It's part of the business. But I think that one advantage that we have for our business is the fact that we could file a lien on the property.
Yeah.
And eventually you'll get paid. You'll get the money, but
the solar house
it'll just take a little bit of time.
So you know about that. So I didn't even know until I talked to them like a few months ago. And I was like, tell me about like what goes into that. Because they're building 3 bodies of water, one on the roof. It's wild. The guys who built the Lamborghini pool.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're awesome, man. And I just, I have those relationships, like I'm sure you do in this industry, so you can like rely on those people so you don't fail too much.
The mosquito system turns on at 10 o'clock.
It does.
I push it out to 10.
Yeah.
So
if you live on a lake, mosquito misting system.
Oh, yeah.
What other things do you love? You have like lighting is big on this pool.
Lighting, I love the lighting, the whole backyard, the steps, the fire pit, everything. And then we have the waterfall right there. We have the laminar jets over there with the lights that come out. And like we were talking earlier, the thing I love about these is Miles did a great job with hiding them with the tile.
Yeah.
Because I was like, well, what are you doing there?
You can tell the shit. I was like, and he had to jackhammer it out.
Doing a tile, and of having that some great thing showing the actual body of it, he built a tile and cut a slit in there, so you can't even tell it's there.
Yeah.
And then the way the water comes out, just a tube. It looks like a water, like a clear tube, and water's going through that tube into the pool.
It's crazy. It's like this thing. I always put my hand on it when I walk by. Like you have to touch it. It's the same thing. It's like you have to touch it when you see it. It's weird.
Wonder what it does. The whole putting green area. The lighting came out great. The pool, on the pool, in the pool, all the way around.
You keep it on blue most of the time?
I do.
Yeah, too.
Just
Regal blue.
My wife says I always wear blue. I either wear blue, white, or black or gray. Those are my 4 colors.
That's all I wear.
And I always wear one of those. So
you're a dude. That's what dudes wear. You don't wear
simple. I like simple.
Yeah,
just like this. I want it simple. I don't want to see too much going on over here.
Yeah,
just simple. But everyone in our neighborhood pretty much has a pool. They've done a great job overall on using it. I know a few of them have actually told me like, hey, whenever we do decide to build a pool, we'll get with your guys.
So we're saving up. That's perfect. Don't try to do it now. Do it later because it costs a lot.
It does. It does get.
So you just have to wait. And some people, I go to backyards all the time, and I have to ask them like, how much do you have? And they're like, well, I got quite a bit. I'm like, do you have $500,000? No, nobody has $500,000. And I tell the designers that too. People have like 200, 300. Like that's realistic, And sometimes
you could get from what I saw. I mean, you know more about this than I do. I mean, I feel like you could get a decent backyard, not a pool, an outdoor living space for under the 300 range.
For sure.
Yeah.
Too. Like our average pool's probably 250.
Okay.
Yeah, realistically.
Yeah.
That's patio cover.
But it's not just hey, I'm a pool. It's an outdoor environment, a living space. It's part of your reality of inside outside kind of look.
Yeah.
You
look outside of your house and you look out here. It's like, this is badass.
I don't know. I love it.
That's why we're here.
I love looking out the window at night, just seeing just the level. I mean, it looks
like when you wake up in the middle of the night, you're hungry, so you go to the fridge. We all do it, fat boys. We all do it, and you look outside. You're like, that's badass. I love that when I do that.
Oh, yeah. Even my wife every day, the first thing they do is open the blinds, and then we have that patio cover for the kids that comes 22 feet up in the air, comes all the way down.
Yeah.
So just a little protection, keep the kids away from the water especially when we're not home.
So you do that. Like I do say that a lot. Once you have because you go into a house that doesn't have a pool, blinds are always down.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but you'll get rid of these blinds as soon as you put a pool out here, and then you're gonna get more sun because they do it.
Oh yeah. My wife, she loves the sunlight, and she loves just walking by and looking outside, just seeing the whole backyard.
So she's happy.
It's an art piece. I mean, it just looks. It looks phenomenal.
She loves it.
She does.
She's the vibe.
I mean, she always gives me a hard time. She's like, this thing that you built back there with all this water and stay all zero. I'm like, let me ask you a question. So she's the first one. So my whole house is automated. Everything, you can control the lights, the fans,
Savant.
Yeah, I use Savant. And TV, everything is automated in the house. She's like, I can't control the blind. This is ridiculous. I don't understand why you have everything on a phone or on a remote. I'm like, it's practical. You have one thing that controls everything. Think about it. So all she's done is complain about it. Her friends come over, say, oh, let me show you how this works. This is really cool. I'm like, yeah, I thought so.
And that's what you do.
You like
I remember going into your house and you were like, look at my fridge. And I'm like, this guy showed me his fridge. But no, that's so cool. Like I have a drawer in my fridge where nothing goes bad. I tell my friends about that.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, I know a guy with a refrigerator. Nothing will ever go bad. They look at me like I'm crazy.
They give you a card.
Yeah.
Avocados. 3 weeks, avocados in the refrigerator.
It's crazy.
Still stays the same. Guacamole.
It's crazy.
My mom made me fajitas the other day. She gave me she made a homemade guacamole. I think like 3 days ago. Still in the refrigerator.
All right. So thanks for letting me come to your backyard. Thanks for letting me build your backyard, create this thing.
Yeah.
I'm just so proud of it. And I'll continue to enter it into awards and dominate all these guys. And
I hope you win a lot because you guys did a phenomenal job out here.
Yeah, so thanks for letting us come to Sugar Land.
Of course.
Love it in Sugar Land.
I know
I think the weather's different down here.
It's kind of weird. Well, it is. When we have the lake, honestly, like when you're sitting out here, you get a nice breeze. You do all day. You don't feel the heat at all.
Right.
Go in a backyard that's fully covered. It's
Totally different.
completely different. You feel the heat. Like over here, it's been nice.
Can you turn the waterfall on your phone while we're talking? So it takes a second because the water has to come up the walls, through the pipes, and down the chute. That's a rainmaker.
Yep.
Nobody's got that.
Yeah, I'll turn on your laminar jets as well.
This pool should make some people want to move.
There you go. Popping up one at a time.
I want somebody to eventually let me do like a crystal fountain in their backyard, like Vegas. You can hire them and they'll like, I don't even know what the money costs. I have no idea. I've never done it, but you know, like the Bellagio, the people who do that. Have you ever, do you go to Vegas ever?
Like 4 times a year.
Where do you stay?
The Wynn.
You win.
Yeah.
I stay at Cosmo and I always get on the balcony so I can watch, because I'm a water guy.
Cool.
I'm a water guy.
Yeah.
So I've been like waking up and like watching them clean it. I'm like, I've been in the pump rooms and everything.
Well, we have that in our automation, the light. We have that DMX or DMX.
Oh yeah, right. We were talking about
you can actually get the music to sync with
the word. Does it work okay?
I'm done it.
Yeah, it's like one of those technologies. It's like really cool to have, but
I don't think I ever messed with the lights.
right.
It comes on in a certain color. The only time I mess with the colors on the lights is like Christmas time or Halloween.
Right.
I'll change it to like Christmas, red and green, Halloween, make everything orange.
Bro, when my guy here, the guy who invented that pool attendant, when he'll visit me eventually, so I'll make him come down here for this, and I'll bring him out here and I'll have him mess with your stuff.
Okay.
He's the guy who invented it. Like,
Oh, really?
he's the Mark Zuckerberg. Yeah, he is so smart. He is a blessing to our pool industry because of innovation.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of innovation.
It's nice to have.
There's so much technology in that, I can't even tell you.
Yeah.
Like, there really is. There goes the sound, Victor. No, you put you off site. Yeah, so we were gonna start like do this podcast, and I was like, let's just use iPhones. And I posted one, and it was really talking about other pool companies and how they're just tanking their prices, which is like, I get it. I get it. I'm not slow. They are. So the first thing they do, they don't get creative. They just get cheaper, and it drives me crazy. You and I are gonna think,
But in order to get cheaper, you have to do something.
oh yeah, they
cost-wise.
Yeah, they
Plumbing somewhere.
They call the subs. They're like, how cheap can you do this? Because I've done it.
Yeah.
I know I can build a pool for 45 at cost. It's shit. It's like, I would never do it. I just wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
But I had to figure out why would they do that? And that's why they call the subs. They say, how cheap can you build this pool for? What I do is I have a set price, so it doesn't matter who you are.
Yeah.
I can take profit margin off, but really, like, this price is the price. It's just, you know. Anyways, that's my industry right now.
It's things like this. I don't think cutting corners.
Hell no, I would just walk away from it.
Yeah.
If you wouldn't let me do the engineering, like the things I needed to do to make this thing right,
Yeah.
like it would just sink me later. So I can't do that.
Exactly.
There's not one project that I've been like, dude, I don't know. And I'm like, hell no, you need engineering, dog. Like, you're gonna need it. You're gonna need this. You're gonna need that. And nobody ever said, you know what they say? Nobody's ever told me that. But nobody's ever said, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna build a wall that holds up my house. Because we built pools, like this. But we had to build a pool first to hold up the foundation of the home.
Oh wow.
Because it was such an elevation. So they didn't have.
We've seen those houses.
You've seen them on the bayou.
The pool's done.
Yeah.
The house is not even started yet.
Like on the bayou, Buffalo Bayou.
Oh yeah. Yep.
You get a lot of those builders, not in town. Sugar.
Oh, we're all over there. We're Woodlands, Tomball, League City.
But mostly like custom builders.
A lot of custom. Yeah, we do a lot of custom.
Because of the relationship, and you can actually provide the service they need for their high-end people.
It's the turnaround, the service. We have our own install crew for appliances.
Yeah.
My installers are really picky. It's just like, what you're saying, like they don't want to install a $10,000 refrigerator just to install it. They want to make sure it fits proper.
Right.
They don't want to just put it in the hole,
Like mine, I did mine. Remember my dad? And then it wasn't working.
Yeah.
I didn't know, but my dad's a carpenter, so I was like, well, we can just shove it in. He's done refrigerators before. It was working, it just wasn't turned on. And we didn't know. And like, honestly, I'm never home like you. I work all the time, so he didn't know. Truthfully, we've never had a refrigerator that nice. We've always had Samsungs and shit.
Yeah, well, that's a different story.
Yeah, I tell my friends, I'm like, I feel rich. I got like a wood panel refrigerator because I was building it. You know, my whole career, I built nice. I walk through people's homes and dream. I live in a neighborhood that I used to clean pools in and say, one day I want to live in a neighborhood like this, you know? And it's not like crazy. It was just a nice neighborhood like this.
You know what's funny? Your landscape guy, Mike.
Yeah.
I think someone.
Did you do that?
No.
God did.
Maybe
he wanted to have the sound.
Maybe it got too much noise. But he was like, hey, I need I might need to do some stuff in my house, plumbing and stuff like that. We just bought our appliances from somewhere already.
Yeah, Mike's a cool guy.
Yeah, super nice guy. And then talking to him, you guy's wife on the phone, he was, "You're Bats of America?" I'm like, "Yeah." She was, "Oh, we bought our appliances from you guys." I'm like, "Whoa, that's the small world feeling." I'm like, "Wow, that's awesome." Like just knowing that, months before I even knew him, he had already got appliances from us. And of course, when he bought his plumbing, I took care of him on everything. He did a great job with the turf, with the landscape, everything over here. So
he's doing DJ's pool.
That is the
yeah. We keep him on the south side because he lives down here.
Yeah, he's in like Pearland area, League City.
Yeah, I think he's a cool OG guy. I've been around a long time. Yeah, he'd always holler.
He brought my wife flowers one day.
He did.
What was it for? I think for finishing everything, or I forget what it was. But
right, because it was muddy. It was hard. Like that was a hard because in Texas it rains, and that's the worst thing for pool guys because it just makes mud. I remember how much mud was on this thing. We power washed this thing 100 times. I'm glad everybody's gone. Like it stays clean when we're gone.
Well, I found a power wash guy. He comes once a month now.
Badass
power washes.
How much is that?
People
should invest in that.
So the first guy you used charged me like $1,200.
Way too much
to do everything. I was like, man,
the house too.
And no, he didn't do. He only did the windows. And I was like, man, that's expensive, but you know what? I just need to get it done. So I paid him. He did an okay job. This other guy that he was doing some houses down here, like driveways. And then he just came over. I said, hey, how much do you charge for power washer? He charged me $50
Bam.
a month. And I'm like, I told him, like, look, I got to give him more because that's just,
you want him to keep coming back, right?
It's just too little for the amount of work that he does.
Yeah.
So he's happy. He does a great job. I'm like, I mean, the way he cleans it, I'm like, the last person I were paying like $1,200 to didn't even do this good of a job.
I'll use him.
So I'll get yours.
Not because he's $50. We'll pay more, but yeah, because
and I even tell my wife, like, just give him extra, give him extra 20 or 30, whatever it is, because see how long he takes
this sucker clean.
Yeah.
So it's a thing, like go to a backyard or these high-end projects that we do, you got to clean them. And most clients are too busy to clean them, and they don't think like, oh, I should hire a guy to do that once a month.
It's not hard.
No, it's not, but it's time.
It's easy to do. So
it's not like something you want to do on a Saturday, though.
Oh, wife's there again.
Thanks, Erica. Ali, call them. Big appliance packages. Thank you.
And pool guy.
Pool guy.